How I animate hair using Toon Squid. Sorry for the non-Toon Squid users. So first off, you're gonna start with your sketch. I mean, I kind of did all of this in part 1, but because I'm not like those influencers, I will show you how to tween those little bouncing things from scratch again. So you have your sketch first, then you want to draw the line art, and keep in mind that you want everything on a separate layer. Here's a visualization of what I mean by that. And if your art set is more complex, you can of course draw your art on Procreate or Ibis Paint and then export it as a PSD file. And if you have this problem where you select one thing with a transparent background but it somehow like selects the entire canvas when you want to move it, you just need to move the object or like the layer a little bit and then just go to another layer and that will fix it. Now after the base is done, I will now show you the thing that I did not really show you in the last part. That is how I did the hair. So you want to understand that the hair is also not just drawn all in one layer. You have to draw it in multiple layers. The first layer, or like the layer on top, at the bottom not on top, should be like, imagine like a bald cap. Because without the bald cap, you will just have random skin parts peeking throughout the animation when you move the hair, you know? So then you want to just draw on top single hair strands. What I like to do is I just draw 3 hair strands and just copy the rest for the sides, because let's work smart and not hard. After the front bangs are done, just draw a bigger, more easier shape for the back, because nobody's gonna pay attention to the back. Like that's not important. And this is our final line art. Let's go on to tweening the bones. Before we start with the keyframes, I take a look at the hierarchy. This is what it looks like. So you have to have the body at first, then attach, if you have arms, onto the body, and then the neck if you have that separate to the body. I do not have it separately, it's on the body itself. So I attach the face next to it, and then everything that goes onto the face as well. So like the hair, if you would have the eyes separately, then the eyes too, the nose, etc. This lets you move multiple things without grouping them together. So for example, you could move the body and everything that is attached to the body would move as well. And if you have, for example, you only want to move a string of hair, you can move that. But like if, for example, you want to move the face or the head, then everything that's attached to the head will move with it. Also remember to put the pivot point on the point where it's going to, pin down. For example, the hair is, the pivot point is on the top. Now moving on to the keyframe. So you want to go onto the keyframes of the position of the body. Add a keyframe where the first beat starts and just move it down. Then you want to copy and paste the entire thing until the end. And use the, what do you call those things? Use the, ease in and then ease out separately, one after another. The graphs. Remember to keep the distance between the keyframes the same, otherwise it will look offbeat. For the face, you're gonna add a rotation keyframe on every other beat, so you have the face bouncing around. Here you can use the graphs of ease in and out. Now moving on to the hair. Here you want to see, okay, whenever the face is, rotating to the right or the left, you will add a keyframe and then move the hair according to where you want it to move. For example, if the head moves to the left, you will just adjust the position of the head, or like the rotation, and just the rotation of the hair, not the head, and just move it slightly more towards the face. If you have the face moving to the right, then you just adjust the hair where it kind of moves away from the face. And to save some time, just copy the rotation keyframes and paste them onto the other frames as well. You can of course kind of play around with the speed or with the position of the keyframes and see what works best for you. You can of course stop there, but you could also add an effect, the bones effect, to the hair as well. So you would go on to layers and then go on to drawing layer or like vector layer and add bones as an effect. I usually add 3 bones, but I only use the last 2 bones to kind of add more movement to the hair. And I have to say, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not very difficult to understand. It's just like you move one bone, you just have to keep in mind that the bones should connect to each other, and then you have an effect that looks like something like this. Then it's just rinse and repeat. You add the 3 bones to the other hair strands as well. And what you can do is that you can copy the rotations of the first hair strand bone thing and just paste it on the other ones as well. Sometimes you have to make a few little adjustments because, well, not every hair strand is the same. But overall, that's basically it, and that's how you animate hair. If something was kind of hard to understand or you got any questions, just tell me and I will try my best to answer all of them. Alright, see you!